Welcome back to Wario Land II. So let's continue off this interesting go to the cellar thing.
Stop that train?
Yes, apparently there's a fucking train line inside Wario's cellar. You see, Teo, space is warp and time is bendable. Like,
that's not so much.
Actually, I have an explanation.
That's
Go
not so
on.
much space is warped and time.
oh goody, go ahead, Wario, suck it to us.
Well, have you seen the size of my castle? I have to trek for 2 days just to get to the bathroom. So I made this train.
I mean, that could be a way to, to take goods into the castle.
Let's not forget, Wario does own a mine, so if anything, I'm not surprised he has a in his
Yes,
cellar.
Yeah, but that was,
From the mine straight to his house.
but that was not established. But that was only established in a later game, Jova. That's the thing.
I'm more confused by the fact that this moving train has those kind of traps on it.
Okay, here's
a train that's supposed to, transport goods or passengers.
Although actually, speaking of mines, I recently opened a new one. It was a mine to find wine.
Sure.
Well, basically, Pedro,
I
something
call
that
it
was
Wario's wine mine.
Well, Pedro, something that wasn't established before but is established later, that's what we call a retcon. Not all retcons are bad.
Okay. Though, within the context of this game's development, though, here's what actually happened, if you ask me. The developers really wanted a train level. And they really were feeling like making a train level that day, even though it didn't make any sense in the context of the current storyline that we're doing.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Pedro. This is Mario's universe, and a train in someone's cellar is where you put the line.
Well, here's the thing. Most of the time, this game in particular seems to have most of the time a decent enough track of having the levels, for the most part, make a reasonable amount of sense with the setting of the storyline that we are at. This was the...
yes, that's right. The setting where you fight duck pirates, a giant bowling basket guy.
That's not what I'm saying, though, Joe. But what I mean is that, okay, for example, we're in the middle of... We're trying to climb Serap's castle, for example. There's never at any point during that particular part of the game where suddenly we're in a train. You know what I mean? All of the levels make contextual sense with the current place we're at. That's what I'm talking about.
Wasn't that level in the skyscraper where we need to get to the basement and it looked weird or something?
Yeah, that's what I said. Most of the time, this game does a good job in having the levels not feel out of place. But this is one of those cases where you can tell they just went, fuck it, whatever, it's a video game.
Honestly, that's rather subjective, honestly. I mean, heck, if anything, you could easily make a reason or excuse for there to be a train in here, like we said. Wario owns a mine. Or heck, even in Zerp's castle, it wouldn't really be that far for there to be a train. She probably shipped some of her equipment to different locations in the castle.
I'm more shocked that the train doesn't have, on its front Wario's face, because that would
we haven't gotten to the front yet, have we?
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Teo. This train looks exactly like the other trains from the other train levels. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. There are other train levels.
I mean, I guess.
Alright, but whatever. I guess it's a video game, just roll with it.
Honestly, again, I don't really think it really contradicts anything. It's wacky enough, and honestly, again, a train in Wario's castle doesn't really shock me.
Aside from, hold on, let's get the Trish and ask a question.
There it is, second one to the right.
Top yes.
Right.
There we go. Let's see what the treasure is.
A moon?
A moon.
Yeah, it looks like a moon with a ruby.
It looks like one of Sailor Moon's emblems.
Yeah, it does.
I forgot what I was asking. Yes, here we go. Jova, or when you ever seen your Sonic fans. Aside from Radical Train, what are the other major Sonic train themed levels? There's a moon partially in Sonic Mania, as far as I remember.
Surprisingly, Teo, there's not that many train levels in Sonic games.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, you'd think there would be, considering it's Sonic, but no. Surprisingly, there's not many. The Sonic team is too busy reusing Green Hill over and over at this point. So.
Or Seaside Hill.
Well,
Or what is that? I keep forgetting the first stage of Sonic Heroes.
it boils down to the it boils down to the same tale because Sonic Heroes was kind of trying to emulate the Act 1 and Act 2 structure. Ocean Palace is basically Act 2 of the zone that we're at because it's still technically using even the same assets even still. So they kind of
there you go.
even though they're still named differently, you can tell they're trying to emulate the Act 1 and Act 2 of the same zone structure of the classics.
Okay.
Congrats, you've gotten the train
Guess
stop.
the
However,
number.
you have to get out before the countdown explodes. Oh wait, no, that's Resident Evil 2 I'm thinking of.
In Generations tale, they actually made it so that Seaside Hill of Generations is actually a combination of both. You know, it has Ocean Palace stuff and Seaside Hill stuff.
Soundtrack and everything.
And, yeah, it has the two tracks in it. Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
You win another piece of the puzzle.
And it consists of.
Part of a hill, I
Hill.
think.
I think it's actually more like a skull kind of thing, but whatever.
Oh, what? I think it goes down for a second there.
All right.
All right. Next.
And now
So
we're
we
back.
go from the.
And now back to the cellar. So we have to find the
exit.
find the exit.
I think it's
So
straight
yeah,
ahead
so yeah,
to where the
now,
train was
so
going.
yeah,
It's right there.
now we're in a cell. Yeah, this is yeah. The developers like to do these kinds of things where sometimes they'll put the exit right above you as a way to troll you, like.
It's kind of like in that stage in Toyland in Castle of Illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Or the heavy machinery level in Crash Bandicoot. Oh wait, no, I mean Castle Machinery.
So yeah, now we're back at the cellar. I guess. I mean,
We reach another one.
This is still Wario's cellar, apparently, Tail. That's the thing. Like, I don't.
Okay.
Wario is the biggest cellar in the history of the universe. Like,
Considering
okay.
about cheats and the drinks, I can't believe that.
Okay, Pedro. You want to talk about something that doesn't make sense now? The level tropes may make sense, but I'll admit that now the transitions do not always. Like, you have to wonder how we got from the train tracks to here.
again, space is warped and time is bendable. There you go.
At least it's not.
I love the color choice. Like when Wario is fat, his skin goes purple. You think it would be red? You think it would be red, you know, because you know.
I guess, considering it's more similar to magenta, which is one of the primary colors, I guess it's easier to render.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, considering the game manages to perform different gamma of different colors, I'm not sure. Like they could easily still be using red.
It's the same argument. It's the same. It's one of those really weird cases too, where, for example, unlike the Super Nintendo version of Hook, where you know Hook's where Pan's outfit is green, just like in the movie, for some reason in the Mega Drive and Sega CD versions, it's yellow, even though the Mega Drive is perfectly capable of doing green. So what the fuck?
Don't you get it? Hyper stylized, high def graphics, yo.
I mean, I could understand if it was something like Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates, where he has more of a darker colored suit or something like that, but it's not at all that. They literally just changed the color green to yellow. That reminds me, Fox. Well, actually, no, it belongs to Disney now. Disney, now that you own that show, release it on DVD. Okay, thanks.
Oh my god, that's right. Disney now owns
It has
several
never
different
been
versions.
re-released on DVD.
No, it's never been released on DVD.
Surprisingly,
Fortunately, you can watch the entire show on YouTube too, so it's not like it's lost.
Well, there's Disney Plus as well.
Yeah, that's one thing they could do. Release it on Disney Plus. There you go. That's one. All you have to do is go back to the Fox archives and just put it there, and it's you can have a great animated series on Disney Plus that will make people wanna get it. Basically at no cost of your own. Like there you go. You're basically getting free money. Come on, Disney, get to it.
Oh, Disney Plus is going to. Well, I wonder if maybe.
Considering already the launch content, Disney Plus is very, very meaty. Like I'm guessing right now they don't have. They can relax in deciding when to add things out.
Sure.
Let me put it like this. For those who buy Disney Plus, you'll have the entirety of The Simpsons on hand, which means no needing
That
to buy all
alone,
those.
has immense potential for revenue for Disney. Like it's, we don't never under. Oh, hold on, treasure.
It actually works really well too because considering the kind of TV shows that Disney TV animation is making, a lot more adventurous, dark type shows like Tangled and DuckTales. The Peter Pan and the Pirates TV show with
That's the one to the top, third one to the top right.
Oh,
yeah,
there it is.
the duck again.
Hold on,
Yeah.
let me see what it is for this level.
And the treasure is.
Brother Eye.
It looks like a
Whatever.
brooch.
It looks
It's,
like a gem from Steven Universe.
Yeah, it does actually. Well, considering all those shows that Disney XD is currently airing are also going to be put on pause, Peter Pan and the Pirates would fit right outside the line since it's very similar in style. So,
No reason not to, honestly.
yeah.
Unless Disney are just jealous of that version still.
Depends also on the
I doubt
quality
it.
of the archives. How much work do we need to do it for restoration in case?
Yeah, I am hoping that if they do release it, that they'll clean it up a bit because it's gotten old.
It's from 1990.
Well, it's from the 90s. It shouldn't be that damaged.
It's from 1990, so it's like the most earliest you can get.
Oh.
It's not. Yeah. Again. It was made in the late 80s, so it shouldn't be that damaged.
Well, you know how Disney like to clean up a lot of stuff here and there.
Well, it depends. We'll have to wait and see. I mean,
Now, I'm not expecting them to like clean it up like they would say their Diamond or Pearl edition.
It's a shame Shout Factory never released that on DVD back in the day when they were still around.
I think that had something to do with some rights issues involving DVD and whatnot.
Besides, Shout Factory is still around.
Oh, they are. Well, are they still re-releasing on DVD various shows that the actual copyright owners don't bother to? Like, remember, SCWRM was released on DVD because of Shout Factory, not because of whoever owns the show. Because if they're still around, I wonder why they didn't get around to doing something like that again. Whatever.
Oh, probably because Fox didn't give them the A-OK to.
I guess.
Yeah, you do need
some
to
reason.
today.
There we go.
I'm right back where I started.
Congrats,
Hey,
you
dog,
finally
cake
managed to
too.
get out of the cellar of your own house, doofus.
Yes, great. Now I look forward to when I can trap you in your own cellar.
Huh, you blew up my cellar.
Oh, just you wait until we see Syrup Cellar. Syrup Cellar is, well, we'll get to it.
7.
Let's see. Good one.
Yeah, 2 for 2. What do I win?
Well, another
You
piece.
win a bit of a lake, and the stream, and what looks to be part of a mountain or a skull.
Like I said, it's
I hereby decree from now on that
This-
specific part of the lake is now free to drink from.
Defeat the Cave Master.
the Cave Master.
So do we need to fight tomorrow?
So let me get this straight.
Mario, what have you been keeping in your cellar, including zombies?
Which Frover heads?
These are the
Oh my god, that zombie looks like Waluigi with that nose.
these zombies are the remains of the people I tried to execute because they stole my money.
But
It's,
clearly they have a vengeance against
So
you.
let me get this straight. We're in a cellar, but we're gonna fight a Cave Master. Someone got confused somewhere. I don't know who, but someone did.
What are you saying? This is the greatest D&D session ever.
Alright, back to it.
How much of a move they shake when you're like that?
So does the zombification endure until you reach a ray of light, or does it disappear
No.
after a while, like all the other
Only when you reach a ray of light.
You remain a zombie
geez.
until you get to a... There you go.
Forever!
Same thing works when you become a vampire in the third game.
Don't forget, you're here forever.
There we go.
Run.
Oh, there's a next door. You didn't notice that the first time around.
And now, time for
Okay.
another maze.
Great.
I really should have put in special measures for if I get lost in my own cellar.
At least there are clones aplenty.
It's apparently Wario's
Yeah, but you
apparently
don't have anything to spend them on.
apparently Wario's cellar is actually an alternate dimension on its own.
I still take better care of my house than Captain Syrup takes care of a giant.
Oh boy, here comes the fan
Yeah,
fiction
I'm
again.
gonna have to have words about those.
Yeah, what
Why?
from the Children's Protection Agency?
Yeah.
Child services. It's called child services, Liz.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, down he goes, over to the left.
Again, the
This
same.
reminds me of that game Motherload, the one where you control a drill and you had to keeping drill under the surface and gather all the minerals that you can find.
All right.
Fun stuff. I think it was on Newgrounds first.
There we go.
There we go. But where is the door? Oh. It's like there, but
There we go.
And of course, there are still manages to be traps, even though some of these parts are literally sealed away until Wario breaks them.
All right, and look at that. An empty room. What could this be? Well, we'll get back to this.
Yeah, probably one of those rooms where you fall accidentally. Where
There you
like,
go.
Oh, there's the boss room, but we need the treasure first.
Exactly. Which happens to be in this door, actually. Conveniently,
How
it's
convenient.
convenient. Yeah. Oh, never
Actually-
mind. Oh, never mind. It isn't. It's
Oh, maybe
somewhere,
it
but
leads
it's
to it,
but it leads to it if I remember correctly. Yeah. Let's see. There you go. More of those blocks that can only be broken by fat people. There you go.
How oddly specific.
So how has it not break it before?
Nobody did break it before, apparently.
No, but I was fat enough before I did the cake.
I
Well,
don't.
not enough, Dweebs.
I don't even understand.
I'm not. Who is this dreams person you keep referring to?
He's the one that voices you.
Sure. Next you'll be telling me that Wario isn't actually voiced by an Italian.
But no, but he's voiced by but the characters are voiced by an incredibly charismatic actor, so that helps.
I really wonder what Mario would sound like if he was voiced by Dom DeLuise.
Well,
Oh, well.
most likely he'll just give him one of those warm, cuddly voices of that he's usually tempted to do on the Don Bluth stuff. Maybe.
It's been a while
Something
since
like
I
this
listened.
Christopher Columbus voice.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've listened to the Magic Voice. I don't remember how his Christopher Columbus voice sounds like.
He sounds fine, except for the fact that he has an A to everything he says at the end.
There are actually quite a lot of people too that still would have loved to have back in the day to have Captain Lou Albano. Now no longer because he's passed away, but a lot of
Yeah.
people. There's still quite a lot vocal group of people, though minor they are, they're still vocal. That they would have much preferred to have Captain Lou Albano voice Mario.
I mean, past the jokes aside, as a voice role, it wasn't that bad, if you ask me.
No, it was fine. It's just that it's just that.
I mean, the fact alone that they chose a professional wrestler to voice an iconic, child-friendly character is kind of amazing.
Alright, let's see what this one is.
now.
Top left.
Top left.
It reminds me when they used another one. I forgot what it's called, Sergeant Slaughter for the G.I. Joe cartoon.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, it's a horn.
A horn, or maybe it's an elephant.
Tusk.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Well, to the pasta,
well.
the pasta jokes. That was more the writing than anything. That wasn't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. The writing aside, the actual delivery of a voice wasn't even that bad.
No, it was fine.
I mean, the only real bad voice role that I could remember from the main cast of
Hold on.
Super Mario Bros.
Pause button.
Hold on, yeah.
So yeah, here's the cave master.
It looks like if Ganon decided to play rugby.
Yes,
Or if Ganon decided to fuse with Dylan.
Basically, it's a contest of who can throw the other one outside of the arena. There you go. See, he jumps to try to, but I already knew in advance. Anyway. Again, a Nintendo boss.
God.
A Nintendo boss, so obviously it operates on the rule of 3.
Well, the previous bosses actually didn't. It was like there was a bit of variety. I remember the Giant Spearman is something like 5, I think.
And in Zelda, they definitely do not go up for the rule of 3.
Usually, yeah. Well, the 3D games usually went for the rule of 8. Or maybe 4, depending on what kind of slice of ship. Because on Ocarina of Time, if you do the jumping slash, it actually hurts twice.
And you compensate with a relatively obvious weak spot to notice.
And then there's Metroid.
Well, Metroid is a bit all over the place, so...
Alright, so now we're done with the cellar detour. Not a major fan of the cellar detour, like... Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, as far as all the different alternate storylines that this game has, I find the cellar one to be the most forgettable, weakest one. Like the level is not levels are
aside from the train. I can see why
the levels are not very interesting. They're fine. They're serviceable, but even the boss itself is very basic and not very creative. Like it's the weakest part. It's the weakest part of the game to me.
I'd actually say the boss was actually one of the more interesting bits of the cave step because there's only so much interesting stuff you can have with being constantly underground. With the limitations of the hardware being what it was, it did get a bit old. The train level was a nice breath of fresh air. But yeah, all I really took from this was the train level and the boss.
The rest of the storyline is very... the levels are very samey, honestly, if you ask me.
And it's just a simple, different way to get to another part of a major story, so it's not like
if I was in charge of this kind of development, I would have cut this particular detour altogether. It doesn't really add anything to the game.
It adds. It gives artificial length.
It does, but I don't know.
That's the thing.
Trim the fat.
You have to decide if you like it or not. Otherwise, in case you don't, it's easy to understand why you would not want it in the game.
Anyways,
I'm sure this segment of the game has its fans here or there.